What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we need to have a look at a bunch of really exciting One Piece TCG news, including a second anniversary event, which is looking amazing. But first, the OP-09 double pack has gone and been revealed, and this is looking awesome. And look, it's a double pack, right? We know what we're getting from a double pack. We know it's great value, contains 2 booster packs, a Don card featuring one of 2 new designs, and the packaging doubles as a card case. And it's coming in December 2024. Now, as always with this, the official, proper, final release date isn't going to be revealed properly until it's a couple of weeks away and we're 100% sure on all of that. But of course, we do have our listing from distributors, which tells us the 13th of December, which, as a side note, is very close to Christmas. That is less than 2 weeks before Christmas. Conventional wisdom tells us that for things like trading card games, a lot of the sales happen in the run-up to Christmas, and that's why most card games will release a set in November, but will not release a set in December, late close to Christmas, because you're missing out on shopping time. Well, the answer here essentially is it's all right because we got Premium Booster 01, and that's essentially your answer here. It's not ideal. They don't really, I'm assuming, they don't really want to release it too close, but you know what? It's going to be okay because they've already got their set that they can use to go and get all their Christmas sales. And if they release this any earlier, it would impinge on their sales. And if you release it any later, you're releasing it after Christmas. You definitely don't want to release it just after Christmas because that's even worse. So, yeah, that's essentially where we are here. Not ideal, but it's one of those where there's not really much you can do about it. So it's going to be okay. And we knew this was coming, and we knew generally how this was going to look because these double packs always do. But now we've got ourselves a look at the Don cards, and the Don cards here are awesome. And look, OP-09 is it's the 4 Emperors set, right? So there was no way that this was ever going to be, these 2 Don cards were ever going to be anything other than the 4 Emperors. That would frankly be ridiculous. And that is exactly what we've got here. One of them is very clearly featuring, well, it's buggy, but I want you to really look at the artwork here and appreciate what the designers have done. Because you'll notice Dracula Mihawk's sword coming in from one side and Crocodile's hook coming in from the other. Because, of course, in the current version of the manga, where we are at the moment, Buggy is one of the 4 Emperors, but really Buggy is being used as a puppet by Mihawk and Crocodile. So having their kind of signature appendages, or whatever you want to call it, coming in from either side is a really, really nice little touch. I'll be honest with you, the Blackbeard Don I don't think is as cool. I'm not saying it's bad, it's fine, it's lovely, it looks like Blackbeard and all of that. It's fine, yeah. But the Buggy Don here, I think, is absolutely top tier. The Buggy Don is the first time in a little while I've looked at a Don like from a promo pack like this and been like, you know what? I feel like I need 10 of those Don to actually use in a deck. Now, I'm on a really good run with double packs where for the past like 3 sets, for the past 3 sets, I have bought 2 double packs and got 1 of each Don every time. What's the bet? And I buy 2 of these and get 2 Blackbeard Don because I made a point of how much I love the Buggy Don. Fingers crossed that doesn't happen. Something that is happening, however, is the 2nd anniversary tournament. Now, I told you a little while ago that this was happening. I wasn't able to tell you much about it because we didn't have any information. Well, now we do. Now, it's going to be happening from the 6th to the 27th of December. Is anyone going to run a Christmas Day one of these? That would be kind of cool. And they can choose either constructed or sealed. This is not meant to be super hyper competitive flagship or any of that. This is supposed to be a celebration of the 2nd anniversary of the One Piece card game. So this makes perfect sense. And what we've got here is a bunch of very cool stuff. For participation, we've got Luffy sitting on the One Piece, which this has been a promo that's been given out in a few different ways. It was a magazine promo in Japan. I just casually went and picked it up from a convenience store while I was waiting for a bus home from the Ghibli Museum. True story. But it's been given out at conventions and stuff recently. Now everyone who plays in this is going to get one, and that's awesome. What you're also going to get is a second anniversary tournament pack. And look at the pack. Emperors in the New World, OP-09, second anniversary tournament pack. I mean, come on, ladies and gentlemen. You know what the deal with this is here. 75 types in total? Well, I'm sure I don't need to tell you this, but I'm going to tell you this anyway. If you add up the number of commons and the number of uncommons in OP-09, how many are there? Yeah, 75. Obviously, there are 75. Which means that this is going to be like your standard pre-release pack, whereby you can get any common or uncommon from OP-09, but with the stamp. And we are told that all cards have the second anniversary gold stamp. And I can't show you that now, but I'll show you that in just a second. But as I was saying, 30 uncommon, 45 common. That's what you need to know, ladies and gentlemen. That's what you need to know. And actually, there are some decent commons and uncommons in OP-09. The Shiryu is an uncommon. That sees play in Blackbeard decks. Don X1 when attacking, trash 2 cards from your hand to draw 2. That's one people are going to like. The Stronger also sees play in Blackbeard decks. Vasco Shot is a common that sees play in these decks. There's a bunch of rares in there as well, which is a little bit sad, but there are some commons and uncommons. Liberation is an uncommon card that sees a little bit of play in here as well. Lovely 4-cost event that nullifies the effects of one of your opponent's characters, and if it's 4 or less, just straight out KOs it. So there are a bunch of there. Shanks decks are making a big play in OP-09. And we see Building Snake, for instance, seeing a bunch of play in them. That's an uncommon card. Hongo is an uncommon card from this set that sees a bunch of play in those decks as well, as is Lime Juice. So we've got some more cards here that are going to see play in Shanks decks. And then Buggy is another deck which hasn't seen as much play and success, let's be clear. But it has popped up a little bit here and there. And we've got the uncommon Kabaji, which is seeing play in that deck. And the uncommon Moji. And the common Mr. One Daz Bones. So we have a bunch of cards that are actually seeing play from OP-09 in these 3 decks. So I'm just telling you, there are quite a bunch of these cards from OP-09 that you're going to want with this second anniversary stamp, and that's kind of awesome. Makes me very happy. And actually, if you want to go a little bit further, how about Nico Robin decks? They're playing Nico Olivia as a 4 of, and that's a common card. So there's another one you might be wanting to pick up. There's not much OP-09 in Nico Robin decks, I'm afraid, but they do play Nico Olivia, all right? So, you know, there's that. So there are a bunch of cards you might want for your decks that are going to have this stamp. But you also get this Free Brothers already Monkey the Garp Don. And here you can see the second anniversary stamp nice and clearly on this card. This was a magazine promo Don over in Japan. You got 5 copies of it when you bought an old issue of Psycho Jump. Well, now we're getting it here with this second anniversary stamp. So just for turning up, you get your Luffy. You get your pack with 2 cards in, and you get your anniversary Don. That's kind of awesome. What do you get for winning? This trio of leaders: Sabo, Porcus the Ace, and Monkey the Luffy. Yeah, that's right. You get the trio of them for winning. And these are kind of cool, and these are going to look a little bit familiar because I've shown you these. These were 7-Eleven promos over in Japan. But in Japan, you bought 2 bits of fried chicken and you picked which one you wanted. Over here, you've got to go and win one of these anniversary tournaments. It's not exactly the same, I'll be honest with you, but these ones are stamped, and the English ones are going to be a lot more special. The Japanese ones, shout out to TCG Taj, who's hooked me up with a set of these in Japan, obviously. And yeah, these are going to be pretty special in English. With these stamps, they are awesome. Although do remember, these are just alternate arts of the leaders from Starter Deck 13. These are not mechanically unique leaders. These are not leaders that you absolutely have to have or any of that rubbish. No, ladies and gentlemen, these are just alternate arts of existing leaders. But remember that the Luffy leader from Starter Deck 13 is a very playable card. It is one of the best decks around. So I'm just telling you, having the alternate art Luffy with the 2nd anniversary stamp, there are going to be people out there that really, really, really want this. This is absolutely going to be a tournament people want. Firstly, for the stamped Don. Secondly, for the promo Luffy if you don't already have it. Thirdly, for the stamped OP-09 card and a bunch of commons and uncommons from that set, as I've laid out, are seeing play. And then also the chance to get these stamped leaders. I mean, come on. There is a lot of awesome stuff coming in here. But I do feel like I've told you about all of it now. So I think it's over to you guys. Tell me if you're excited for this 2nd anniversary tournament. Tell me which of these cards from the OP-09 pack you would want to be picking up. Tell me anything you want to tell me in the comment section. Go nuts! Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk about One Piece and a bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, join a Discord, and all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wasi Plays.